Yo, what's going on Twitch? What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. You already know that we going up and we coming crashing down with another information video here. This one, we're gonna talk about Palace of the Dead. What is Palace of the Dead? Why should you go here? Why would anyone want to go to the place where like it's just so hostile? You can just fucking die. Like why would you want to do something like this to your life? And FF14 made me suffer. You know. Well, I'm here to tell you that it might be worth it. You might think it's not, but it might be. So, I'm going to explain a couple of things. I'm going to explain what Palace of the Dead is. I'm going to explain what you can get out of it. You see, right now we are online with a bunch of people. That's that cool mount right there. I like that mount. My FC mate has that mount too. Then you know what I mean. So, but yeah, it is a deep dungeon. Deep dungeons in FF14 are a series of floors that you will go down, and it has its own leveling system. Everything starts at level 1, and then you work your way up with your skills, and you have a lot of traps in there. You have items to protect yourself and to turn the tide of the fight in Palace of the Dead. So, to unlock Palace of the Dead, you will go talk to a certain person in New Grandia. You know what I mean? I highly recommend everyone use AI. I mean, we are in 2025 now, so we have AI technology, and AI literally tells you everything to unlock a quest. So Google AI, FF14 Palace of the Dead unlock. Once you find an NPC in New Grandia, you will come back here and talk to our buddy, the Wood Whaler Expeditionary Captain. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Come at me, I fucked up that name, I know. And once you talk to him, he will unlock Palace of the Dead. And so you have some options here. Now, you can enter Palace of the Dead solo or by yourself. Now, let me explain what these things are right here. So, what is Etherpool? Well, an Etherpool arm and Etherpool armor, these are two essential things in Palace of the Dead. So, Palace of the Dead, as I explained before, doesn't have a leveling system. You see, I'm level 88 Dark Knight. That doesn't matter in Palace of the Dead. Only thing that matters is your Etherpool power. Now, I bet you're wondering, well, how do you get Etherpool? Well, when you're going through Palace of the Dead, there are these chests. They're silver chests. And every time you open one, there is an RNG chance that you get Etherpool. But that's exactly what it is, an RNG chance. There's a chance you might not get it either. So, that's why as you progress Palace of the Dead, you want to explore the whole floor, and you actually want to get what you need, theoretically out of it that you can. You want to explore all the areas in Palace of the Dead. You know what I mean? There are 2 ways to go about it. So you see, I already have my red mage on floor 11. So I could show you like how a floor works. And then just leave, because obviously I can't run it all right now. But a solo is very difficult. Meet the pool is very low, so it's very challenging right now. Or start for floor 1. Maybe I'll start for floor 1. I'll do a quick run with y'all. We'll see what we can do. But yeah. So that's pretty much the premise of it. And these are gonna go up and up and up as you play Palace of the Dead. Now, that all being said, like, what do you get out of this? Okay, like, I haven't really said that part. Well, you get Glam out of it, and you also get a title. If you were to complete Palace of the Dead, it's an achievement, to get to floor 50, then floor 100. But also, you have to complete Palace of the Dead to floor 50 to unlock Heaven on High. And Heaven on High is the deduction for Storm's Blood. You know what I mean? So you're going to want to do this anyway, or you're going to miss out on the next deep dungeon in Storm's Blood, which is not going to be very fun. So, let's go over here and talk to our boy right here, Iana Couture. Yeah. And once you get to floor 50, I believe, because my friend told me that like he couldn't see it yet, you're going to go to request Etherpool gear. Now, allow me to explain. And as I explain this, I'm actually going to fuck up my camera. I'm gonna move my camera actually out the way so y'all can actually see what I'm talking about here. You know what I mean? So we're probably gonna go up here, honestly, just so I can explain this. You're gonna click on request to keep Etherpool gear, and So you have all these different weapons. So it's the Pageli, you know. I don't care how y'all say it. I pronounce things weird. You know, that's how I'm saying it. Fucking come at me, bro. I don't know. But Pageli is how I say it. And these weapons are like your Star Wars weapons, okay? These are very Star Wars-esque, very pretty glowy weapons, you know. And it is worth the grind. So you see it says items required. It says 3 Etherpool grips. So, but you're wondering, what is the Etherpool grip? Well, once you get enough of the Etherpool, he'll tell you that you need a minimum of 10 strength in armor to get 1 Etherpool grip. So we can read it again right here. So you see weapon armor must have attained a minimum of 10 plus. So pretty much, right now I have what? I got 5 and 10. So I need literally another 5 on my arm to get 10, but then I need 30 each to get 3 grips. And like I said, to get that number up, it's a lot of just playing the Palace of the Dead. So it takes a long time to get that orangey and the silver chest. So say you do get, you know, no, not you. So say you do get, you know, the 3 grips, right? And you forge it. You can get one of these. So let's show off. I know my FC mate is playing Dragoon right now, so let me show you the Dragoon spear. Bam, bingo bongo. Look at this thing. Look how bright that thing is. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. That is a bright ass spear. It's very Star Wars glowy weapon. This could be your glam. This could be your glam just by, you know, the bare minimum. This is like the easier one to get in Palace of the Dead, you know? Let's go to the axe, which I do have the axe actually for my warrior, but there we go. Very bright, very vibrant axe. Great glam, great glam. Let me show you the Reaper one. Badass. Love it. Very, very nice for Reaper. Very, very nice. Let me show y'all the Sage one, which I thought I had that one. I don't. Okay. Here's the Ash Lotion one. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. So they're all in kind of these like, oh, here's Pictomancer. It's actually yellow. Some are yellow. But, you know, they're all different, you know, and they're all very like bright, nice weapons. I actually think the Machinist is pretty badass too. Check it out. It's a nice revolver. Here's the bow. And then last but not least, I will show you Vipers, which I do have these. They're nice. They're nice. I have those. And the daggers, which I don't have yet. So yeah. So this is your first reward once you get, you know, 3 Etherpool grips. But then here's the kicker. You know what I mean? Once you get 3 Etherpool grips, you lose all your Etherpool. Remember, because it takes 10 to get 1. So when you make this, you'll be back at 0 Etherpool. Unless you grind all the way up to 90 so you can get these weapons too. Which these are called the Kinna weapons. Now these are the different variations. But I want you to know something. As you see for a Kinna weapon, right? So here's how it looks. Very, very badass. This is the ultimate glam from this deep dungeon. Very, very nice. Here's a Lance Trident real quick. Super nice for Dragoon. Here's Monk. I think Monk's badass, bro. Like a fucking demon claws. Very nice. And let me show you the bow, because it's badass. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of great stuff. I will say, I do have... Oh, Astro 2. Fucking dope. Like a dark Yu-Gi-Oh vibe, you know? Just so many great glams in Palace of the Dead. But these are 2 options. Oh, the scythe is probably to die for. This scythe is to... Imagine the glam you can put with this scythe for Reaper. Black, you can make a, like, you can be so creative with this weapon in a Reaper. It fits the whole fucking class. Like, come on. You know what I mean? And then, of course, Dark Knight is pretty nice, too. I don't like the axe that much. I have it. I grind the fuck out this place. I have this axe. It's not really kicking me with the current design for it, but yeah. So to get these badass weapons, look, you need the Pagelli weapon. So guess what? And then you need 6 grips. So you're gonna get 3. You know, okay, cool. And then you make this, right? So now you have this. So now you have to go back and grind 6 more, right? To get the Kinna weapon. So let's do some math here. So you need 30 Etherpool weapon armor for the Pagelli, and then you're gonna go back down to 0, and then you're gonna need 60 weapon and armor, and then you're gonna sacrifice the Pagelli weapon. So if we do some basic math here, that means you're gonna need 90 Etherpool arm and 90 armor, technically, to get both. You know what I mean? Or to get the Kinna, actually, just by itself. Because here's another thing that I forgot to mention. There's a lot of information here. But once you make a Kinna weapon, right, you lose this one. So if you like this Glam right here, well, this is going to be gone to get this. So if you like this, and you want this, well, this is going to go away. And then you're going to have to, and then once you get this, you're going to have to regrind the Pagelli. So you get it? That's why this takes so long. Because if you want both the Pagelli and the Kinna, you're going to be regrinding Palace of the Dead to get your Etherpool back up, to get the grips, and to get a new Pagelli weapon. So that's kind of what the kicker is. The kicker is you're going to need 90 Etherpool weapon and armor, and then you're going to have to sacrifice the Pagelli and then regrind it to get the rest of it. So technically you need like 100 and something, like 120 if you want to do Kinna and Pagelli for one class. You know what I mean? If you just want the Pagelli, that's pretty easy. You can just do 30 and then just stop, or you can go to the Kinna, get the Kinna, and go back and grind the Pagelli again. Okay, so hope that makes sense. You know, I try to explain it the best I can. Just remember, you know, for Kinna weapon, you need 90, and you sacrifice your Pagelli. If you want both, get the Kinna weapon first, and go back for the Pagelli for 30. All right? So it could take you a lot of runs here. So now that y'all know how to get the Glam option, that's like the biggest thing in Palace of the Dead. Like, what exactly is this shit? Like, how does it look? Like, what's going on? Let's see. I literally just want to show y'all how this shit works. We're not gonna actually run Palace of the Dead, but let's really break this down here, okay? So up here you have your display requirement, passive activation. These I'll explain that later, but let's look at the Dark Knight. So you see on level 1, my Etherpool is 5 over there. My armor is 10. Now this is your character info chart, and you're going to be referring back to this a lot, okay? So when you're in here, okay, you see on level 1, all my skills are locked. I got nothing but hard slash. That's it. Now, when you press square, you're going to see a map, or whatever your map button is. Uh-oh. So enemies right here are always going to start attacking you. So we're gonna zoom out a little bit, and like every time you fight, you're gonna level up. You're gonna level up. Bam. So you're constantly gaining levels as you go. So you want to get every treasure chest. Now, a palmator. The palmators, probably saying that wrong too, are very important. So pretty much, if you press options and you go to character, it's a different screen. So let me explain the screen. You have items. Now this one reveals the current floor's map and location of all hidden traps. So in Palace of the Dead, there are a shit ton of traps. A crazy amount of traps. And you do not want to get the trap. The traps can literally end your whole run. They can slow you down. They can put a whole mob on you. It's very dangerous, okay? So what you want to do in my opinion, is you want to save. You want to save these, okay, until you get to like the boss fight or in a situation that you're in a pickle that you can save yourself. Do not waste these items. Do not. You know what I mean? And also, if you're playing in a group, if you use an item, it's also wasted for the whole team. So you need to have team communication before you be popping stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's very important that you communicate, because these can really turn tide of the battle. You know what I mean? So about the map, so let me tell you how I actually progress this thing, okay? So you're gonna go up here. The map gets revealed only as you go. There is no map. You have to actually just walk and just explore yourself, okay? Now you see right there, I got hit by a trap. I got hit by a trap. So that sucks. And I can even show y'all probably on the stream here the fucking trap I got hit by, which is just stupid. You know. Let's see. So you see that timer up there? That's a trap. So traps are everywhere. You know what I mean? Now this is a palmator or strength. So these are definitely the ones that you want to save for the boss. It increases your damage dealt by 30%. Lots of damage. So you definitely want to pop this on a boss fight, or if you have like already 3 and you're maxed out, obviously you don't want to waste one, so you can pop it again. You know what I mean? So remember, to get to this screen, very important, options, character. And then you just want to keep exploring. Honestly, to avoid traps. Traps are usually not. So like, let's zoom out here. So traps are usually going to be like in big areas like this. But like when you're walking through like a corridor to another area, there's no traps like right here in these. But they're always going to be like somewhere over here in one of these rooms with the treasure. You know what I mean? So in Palace of the Dead, it's also very important to take it slow. You don't pull big in Palace of the Dead. You don't really pull at all. You pull one by one, if you can help it. You see, like, I don't really want to get the attention of the next guy. Everything needs to be killed kind of one-on-one, because there's traps. Especially if you're solo. If you're in a group, maybe you can pull a mob. You probably can. In a group you can, but solo, you want to do it one by one, baby. One by one, you know? Also, keep in mind, you are timed, so you can't take too long. It's an hour to get to floor 10, and believe it or not, it can take like 30 minutes. It takes like 30 minutes to 35 minutes to get to like the 10th floor of every clear set. So remember that too. You see right there, I got a trap. So now I have 25 seconds to wait. I'm silenced and I'm blind. I literally cannot attack. So imagine if you're in a big mob, right? The whole team gets this trap. You're dead. What can you do? Every trap is blocked. That's a long time to not be able to do any fucking thing. Yeah, you can pop some cooldowns if you're a tank, but you can't do no damage. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's very dangerous in here. You know what I mean? You gotta take it very slow. So you come over here. I'm gonna fuck these guys up. Okay, so once you clear enough enemies on your current floor, you will actually unlock the way to go. So this is actually the way to go. So you see the key? There's a key symbol on the map. That's always to the next floor. You know, so this is gonna be your main place to go. You gotta stand at it for about 3 seconds to the next floor. Now over here, I'll show you on the map, because that the whole map is already revealed. By the way, this is a fucking badass glam for Dark Knight, is it not? Is that not sick to have, just like on you forever? This is a sick Dark Knight glam to have, like just in general. But so that right there, I will explain that real quick after I take down this guy. Bam. So if a teammate dies in Palace of the Dead, and you have no healer, because a lot of people don't run with healers in Palace of the Dead, it's very capable of doing this with a full team of DPS or tanks. You can like have any team comp here, you know what I mean? So if someone dies, no healer on site, no problem. You hit this, And see, right now it does nothing, but if someone's dead, it will literally revive your dead teammates. So this is very important when someone dies. So remember, the card of return, revive dead teammates, the key to go to the next floor. And I will end this video by probably going to the next floor, and then I'll show you, you know, how to pop an item, and that should be good. Gonna stay in this about 3 seconds. All right, actually this is perfect. Perfect. So here we are on floor 2. Now say we want to pop an item, because I'm gonna leave anyway. So say you want to pop strength. What happens? You're gonna pop strength. Now I got a 7-minute buff for that particular Pomander. You know, if that's how you pronounce it, Pomander of strength. This is what I'm saying. You want to save these for the boss. You know what I mean? Or if you have too many, you get to the floor fast and run out of time. So that's how you pop an item. Okay. Now here is a blue chest. So this is how we're gonna get our Etherpool up for weapon armor to get the glam, to get stronger. You know, this is the only way you can get stronger in Palace of the Dead, is by getting these blue treasure coffers. On the map, it'll be a silver icon. Now there's a problem with this. First of all, I have an asshole over there walking. Yeah, walk away. Don't just mindlessly open this chest. Never ever open this chest mindlessly, and never open it with when your teammates are around, because every time you see a blue chest, this could be a bomb. And not only is it a bomb, this bomb can literally one-shot you if you just got into a fight, and you know how your health goes back up gradually. Well, guess what? It will kill you. So let's see where this one goes. I got lucky on that one. That increased my strength of my weapon. See, your Etherpool on flickers, its strength is now 6+. So that's a good silver chest. So always remember, if you see a silver chest, go have someone go there by themselves. Don't have everyone group up on the silver chest, because it could be a fucking bomb and it could kill you. You know what I mean? Very bad, you know. And that's what you're gonna do. You're just gonna run around here. You go up here. Some rooms have a lot of mobs in them, you know. And what you want to do is you want to get every treasure coffer you possibly can, you know. And then also, if you really want to avoid traps, you know, make sure you run on the edge, run on the side of the map over here, and you avoid traps. If you rush right down the middle, you might hit a trap. See, right now it's dangerous. See, I'm gonna stick to the outskirts right here, and this is how you want to do it if you want to avoid traps. But this is only something that's really useful when you're like on floor like 60 and above, you know. But it is a good habit just to kind of like wall run right here, you know. It's a great habit. So we're going here. I'll see if I can find like another silver chest, but we'll see. Oh, I have. Okay, perfect. So see, so now I killed the enemies already to go to the next part. Now personally, even though I killed all enemies on this floor, I will still go back and kill these guys, because you're going to want to level up as much as you can in Palace of the Dead to make it easier. It has an independent leveling system. So the more things you kill on the floors, the more skills you will unlock to make this shit easier. So I always like to wipe out the whole floor, especially in the beginning. But anti-aggress is just for the video purposes. So we have another chest here. Okay, so in that case, it says they got unchained. So why is that? How come I opened the chest and how come I didn't get no armor out of it? Like my Etherpool didn't go up. Well, it's because I'm already high level on my armor. I'm already at 10, and that means that the game is telling me that, hey, floors 1 through 10 aren't strong enough for you to increase your armor anymore, you know. So that means you need to go to floors 11 to 20 to get more Etherpool. So you can't just like, you can grind low level floor for Etherpool, but a lot of times when you hit the silver chest, the game's gonna be like, hey, you're already too high level with Etherpool, go to a higher floor to get more. You know what I mean? Like, these floors aren't worth it for you. So that's what that's telling you. So that means you need to go up floors. And right here, there could be a trap somewhere, but let me pop this. Okay, so some items will reveal traps. This right here is a trap. I only can see this trap because I popped an item. Usually you can't see any of these traps. So this whole time, this one floor had all those traps. Look, trap right there. That could be deadly. That trap's right there in the middle of a mob. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta be careful, man. And that's why it's always good to save. Save, like, I just popped it. But you're gonna want to save the ones to reveal traps on the last floor. Because you do not want to die on the last floor before the boss. Okay? And I will say this too. This is much easier with friends. It is 100% possible to solo this. And you will get an achievement. And you will get an achievement called Lonely Explorer, I believe. Which is pretty fucking dope. Especially if you're a solo player. This is the ultimate solo player fucking achievement in this game. Is clearing Palace of the Dead 1 through 100 solo. You will get the title Lonely Explorer. And it just fits the lone wolf solo player to the fucking T. Okay? But anti-aggress with friends is much easier. With friends is much faster. And with your FC2, it's just easier. I mean, if I had a healer here, obviously it would be great, you know. And then something goes wrong, if I had no DPS here. Or imagine if we had like 3 healers. It'll go slow, but we'll live. If we had like 3 tanks, still possible. Be pretty good. A lot of sustain. 3 DPS, yeah. You can use your sustain skills. You know, DPS can heal themselves. Like Dragoon has a good sustain. Red Mage has Procure. Every melee DPS has like some kind of like, you know, sustain. And this is where your sustain moves come in handy. It's Palace of the Dead, especially as DPS. Alright, so that being said, I hope you guys learned a lot about Palace of the Dead. I hope this encourages you to actually go into Palace of the Dead, right? And give it a shot. So those are your rewards. The title, if you solo it, called Lonely Explorer. Also, I'm pretty sure it's been a while, but there's achievement you get for just completing it in general. Just reaching 450, 400, even with the team or by yourself, either way. And then once you grind enough Etherpool, okay, you get the nice weapons. Now keep in mind, even though I got to level 6, right? You saw it in the video just in there. I lost that 1 point Etherpool because I didn't finish the set. So you can't just get the silver chest, level your Etherpool, then dip. It won't save. You have to complete the full set to keep your Etherpool. There we go. And yeah, and then you can go over here and just kind of like get a little price tag. For me, I actually want to get this. That's a badass book. I kind of want my scholar to have this book. This could create a lot of great glam for my character. You know what I mean? That's a badass book. So that's probably what I'm going to go for, is the Kinna weapon for the scholar. Because I really want to play scholar as like my main eventually. And I also want the book for scholars right here. Nice. So that's what I'm going for. I'm sure you guys will have your own classes you're going for, your own glam. But without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed that great explanation of Palace of the Dead. I hope you guys check it out and you run it, because these are really good glams that people pass up because they don't have the patience and perseverance to do this. But I guarantee you, once you learn Palace of the Dead and you stick with it, it's fucking worth those glams, bro. And that clear is worth the title, is worth the achievement. Yeah. So it's been your boy Justin. I hope I helped you guys out. That is my goal. If you guys have anything to add, hit me up in the comments. If you know me IRL, text me. You know what I mean? If you have any information that I missed, any feedback, criticism, comment section, bro. I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here to hear it all. So it's been your boy. I'm out. Peace.